Hey, before we start with this video, just wanted to give you a very brief tour of the PMP Lounge YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/PMP Lounge. This, as you can see, is the home. If you can go to videos, these are all the videos, and you can easily search among all these videos by quickly going into the search option and searching for a topic like project management plan, and all the relative videos to project management plan will show up. But the real treasure falls and is deep rooted in the playlist section. All these playlists contain deep information of respective topics. We make sure each of the playlists are up to date. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to PMP Lounge and begin your PMP journey with us. Hello and welcome to pmplounge.com. This is Lounge Fever, where we answer your burning questions. Question for the day: is it mandatory for the WBS to be graphical? Now, if you can see the background image on this slide, it is a graphical representation of a WBS. Is that the only representation of the WBS? Well, depends. Your organization may have a different representation as well, but does a WBS always have to be graphical? Is that mandatory? That's the question we are tackling today. What is a WBS? How do you know if you are making the right WBS? What are the elements of WBS? All of that we have covered, and I'll link to the entire playlist of WBS in the description below. Also, WBS is a concept which is part of the scope management knowledge area, and the entire playlist of scope management knowledge area will also be available in the description below. Let's get started to answer this question. Can't I just make a list? That sounds cool, right? Can't you just make a list of what all things you need to do? What all will be your work packages? Well, of course, WBS talks about work packages rather than activities. We have talked earlier how those work packages can further be decomposed into activities and tasks. But can't you just make a list of all the work packages that you need in order to accomplish your project? Why do you need a graphical representation? So here's the answer. Deconstruction can be shown with a list. We have discussed this earlier. A WBS is basically the deconstruction of a project. You are showing in a graphical way how your project is being deconstructed into several levels of work packages. You cannot show that with a list. Well, you might say that's fine. I don't want to show the deconstruction of the project. What's the big deal? So, what if you're working on a large project with hundreds, if not thousands, of work packages? So if you're doing a smaller, simpler, non-complex project, you might think, okay, I just have like 25 work packages. Why make a graphical representation of a WBS, right? Why can't I just make a list of those 25 packages and be done away with it? But if you're working on a large and, complex project, you might have hundreds, if not thousands, of work packages. Can you make a list? Can you keep track of that list? It is next to impossible to do that actually if your project is that big. And of course, the first point also holds true. You're not able to show and analyze how you are deconstructing your project, how you are decomposing your project. You're not able to do that if you don't make a graphical representation. Thus, it is extremely important for you to make a graphical representation. And as always, we have discussed this in some of our previous videos as well. While answering the questions in the PMP exam, you need to consider yourself as a project manager who handles large complex projects. You cannot consider yourself, unless stated otherwise, as someone who is handling non-complex small projects with 25 work packages, right? So since you're not doing that, you are managing large complex projects. Since you're managing large complex projects, you need a WBS which is graphical. And that is why your WBS has got to be graphical. There is no other way to do it. So I hope I answered that question. That's pretty much it that we had in this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Check us out on our social media, facebook.com/pmblounge and twitter.com/pmblounge. If you have any queries, feel free to send them to pmblounge@gmail.com. And as always, don't forget to check out the website pmblounge.com, your number one free resource for PMP certification and project management industry information. Thank you.